David Parker Ray, infamously known as the Toy Box Killer, is suspected of murdering as many as 60 people, though the true number may never be known. His crimes, shrouded in secrecy and horror, have left a permanent scar on the landscape of New Mexico and the memories of those who still search for answers. Despite years of investigation and countless hours spent combing the unforgiving terrain, not a single body was ever recovered. The desert, vast and indifferent, swallowed every trace, leaving behind only questions and heartbreak. The desert keeps its secrets well, its silence echoing with the pain of families who never found closure. For investigators, the endless expanse is a constant reminder of the unknown, a place where hope and despair are forever intertwined. Hidden away in this remote wilderness, Ray constructed an elaborate torture chamber inside a nondescript trailer. For years, he operated in the shadows, undetected by neighbors and law enforcement alike, his crimes shielded by the isolation of the desert. He meticulously documented his atrocities, recording audio and video, keeping detailed notes and collecting trophies. With the help of accomplices, he preyed on the vulnerable, those who would not be missed, those whose voices were already faint in society. The absence of victims is a silence that screams, a void in the New Mexico landscape that can never be filled. Each missing person is a story cut short, a life erased without a trace. Ray turned the desert's isolation into his most powerful weapon, ensuring that his victims' screams would be carried away by the wind, never to reach another soul. The vastness of the land became a cloak for his evil, hiding his crimes in plain sight. The story of David Parker Ray is not just about a killer, but about a place that concealed him and systems that failed to see him. The small towns nearby, the overworked police, and the forgotten victims all played a part in this chilling narrative. He was a neighbor, a mechanic, an ordinary man hiding extraordinary cruelty. To those around him he blended in, never raising suspicion, a reminder that evil can wear the most unremarkable faces. The narrative of his crimes is built not on what was found but on what was lost. The evidence is incomplete, the stories fragmented, and the truth forever just out of reach. Only one woman managed to escape, her courage breaking the silence and unlocking the door to the toy box. Her testimony revealed an abyss filled with the ghosts of those who did not escape, and her voice became the only light in a darkness that had consumed so many. The stories of the missing remain swallowed by the dust and silence of the New Mexico desert, their echoes lingering in the wind, waiting for someone to finally hear them. Elephant Butte, New Mexico, a quiet community nestled beside a vast shimmering reservoir. It's a place where the pace of life slows, where the air is filled with the scent of desert sage and the gentle lapping of water against the shore. For many, it's a sanctuary, a retreat from the chaos of the outside world, a place to find peace and solitude. Among the rows of modest trailers and dusty streets, David Parker Ray blended in seamlessly. He lived in a simple trailer, worked as a mechanic at a local garage, and exchanged casual greetings with neighbors. To anyone passing by, he was just another resident, unremarkable and easily overlooked. His ordinariness was his camouflage, a mask that allowed him to move unnoticed through the rhythms of small-town life. In places like this, people pride themselves on knowing their neighbors, trusting in the safety of familiar faces. But behind closed doors, Ray's darkness festered, hidden from the world. The peaceful setting with its calm waters and quiet streets masked the unspeakable horrors that unfolded within. The vast empty terrain of Sierra County offered more than just beauty. It provided isolation, a sense of remoteness that made it easy for secrets to remain buried. The endless stretches of desert became a perfect backdrop for Ray's crimes, shielding him from prying eyes. Even today, investigators suspect that the deep, still waters of Elephant Butte Lake may hold the answers to the town's darkest mysteries, perhaps even the missing bodies of Ray's victims, lost beneath the surface. The beauty of the desert became a shroud, its golden sunsets and endless horizons concealing the truth from those who dared not look too closely. In the heart of this peaceful town, Ray methodically constructed his torture chamber, transforming an ordinary trailer into a place of unimaginable suffering. To the world, he was just David, maybe a little odd but ultimately harmless, a fixture of the community who drew little attention. But in private, he was a predator, using the town's reputation for safety as his hunting blind, stalking his prey from the shadows. The desert didn't just hide him, it enabled him, offering both seclusion and silence, a place where cries for help could vanish into the wind. In Elephant Butte, evil flourished in the most unexpected place, thriving in the shadows cast by the desert sun. The Toy Box, Ray's name for his custom-outfitted semi-trailer, was far from an innocent plaything. It was a mobile torture chamber parked on his property, a place where nightmares came to life. From the outside, it looked ordinary, just another trailer blending into the rural landscape. But inside, it was a meticulously crafted nightmare designed to break the human spirit. Soundproofed walls ensured no scream could escape, trapping the horror within. Chains, pulleys, restraints, and a gynecological table filled the space, each item chosen for its potential to inflict pain. Surgical instruments, whips and saws were neatly arranged, ready for use in his twisted rituals. Video and audio equipment recorded his acts, amplifying the terror and ensuring he could relive the horror. Victims were greeted by a pre-recorded tape, Ray's calm voice explaining their new reality as his slaves, setting the tone for their ordeal. He told them they would not be found, that resistance meant more pain, and that their only hope was obedience. The Toy Box was the culmination of years of fantasy and planning, costing Ray a fortune and countless hours of meticulous work. It was his life's work, a steel monument to sadism, a place where he could exert total control. Every detail was calculated to strip away humanity and instill fear, turning people into objects of torment. The trailer stood in the New Mexico sun, a silent testament to his depravity, hidden in the vast, empty landscape. It was a world built for suffering, hidden in plain sight, a dark secret masked by an ordinary facade. Ray chose his victims carefully, women who were transient, struggling, or on society's margins. He exploited their isolation, knowing their disappearances might go unnoticed. With accomplices like Cindy Hendy, he cruised towns, luring women with offers of help or posing as law enforcement. Once inside his car or home, the trap snapped shut. Violence, drugs, and abduction followed. Victims awoke in the Toy Box, confronted by Ray's chilling tape. By targeting the vulnerable, Ray operated for years without detection. He exploited society's blind spots, turning them into his hunting ground. He was a master at finding and exploiting the cracks where people disappear. Inside the Toy Box, Ray orchestrated a campaign of physical and psychological torture. Victims were stripped of identity, dehumanized, and called slaves or pets. He used restraints, electrical shocks, and surgical implements, documenting his acts as twisted experiments. Accomplices, including Cindy Hendy and his daughter Glenda, sometimes participated. Ray alternated cruelty with moments of false kindness, deepening confusion and dependency. He told victims no one was looking for them, aiming to extinguish hope. The soundproof trailer amplified their isolation. Most victims never left. According to Hendy, Ray killed them when bored or fearful of discovery. Bodies were dismembered and hidden, buried, dropped in mine shafts, or sunk in Elephant Butte Lake. Their stories ended in darkness, erased by the man who stole their lives. Ray's reign might have continued if not for Cynthia Vigil's courage. In March 1999, Vigil was abducted and endured 3 days of torture. She never lost hope, watching and waiting for a chance to escape. On the third day, Ray left for work, leaving Hendy to guard Vigil. Ray's mistake leaving the key to Vigil's collar within reach. While Hendy was distracted, Vigil unlocked herself. Naked and bruised, she ran for her life, Hendy in pursuit. She reached a nearby home begging for help. Police arrived to find a woman who had escaped a real-life horror. Vigil's escape unraveled Ray's secret world. Her testimony was immediate and detailed, describing her captors and the Toy Box. She became the key witness, the voice for all the silenced victims. Her escape marked the beginning of the end for the Toy Box killer. Cynthia Vigil's account led law enforcement to Ray's property. The Toy Box was exactly as described, a chamber of horrors filled with evidence. Chains, surgical tools, and Ray's journals confirmed the nightmare. Ray and Hendy were arrested, exposing Elephant Butte's darkest secret. The investigation was massive, but no bodies were found. Murder charges relied on circumstantial evidence and accomplice confessions. Cindy Hendy and Ray's daughter Glenda took plea deals, implicating Ray in multiple murders. Despite overwhelming evidence, Ray never faced a murder trial. He pleaded guilty to kidnapping and torture, receiving 224 years in prison. He maintained his innocence regarding murder, taking his secrets to the grave. The true scale of his crimes remains a haunting mystery. The unanswered questions still haunt investigators and families. Ray's crimes depended on a twisted circle of accomplices. Cindy Hendy was an active participant, helping lure and torture victims. Ray's daughter, Glenda, admitted to helping in at least one abduction. Dennis Roy Yancey, a friend, also participated and testified against Ray. Ray controlled his accomplices through fear, manipulation, and shared guilt. Despite confessions, no bodies were ever found, only maps and stories. The desert's silence leaves lingering questions. Were the bodies too well hidden, or were some stories fabricated? The truth remains buried, along with the missing women. David Parker Ray died in prison in 2002, never confessing to murder. The number of his victims remains unknown, estimates ranging up to 60. For families of the missing, the case is a wound that never heals. Ray's story is a chilling reminder that monsters can hide in plain sight. Evil can flourish behind a mask of normalcy. The desert of New Mexico, once tranquil, is now marked by this darkness. The toy box was destroyed, but its memory lingers. The story echoes across the empty plains. A cautionary tale of hidden evil and survivor courage. True crime stories like this honor victims and celebrate those who bring justice. The darkness is out there, but so is the light of truth and vigilance.